Trask can Compilation Beach.
Well, I mean, when it comes to we've heard a lot about the imbalance of power between, for example, employers and employees, people who have better education versus people who have less education. I can say with a firm heart that the worst imbalance of power and the most violative principle when it comes to consent is the idea that you're losing, so you bring in the guys with the guns to enforce your point of view is to pay. That seems to me the least voluntary system, which is exactly what minimum wage is. As far as teenagers, the reason that teenagers are not constituting a huge percentage of the people working at minimum wage is because they're all unemployed. The fact is that Washington State has an incredibly high teenage unemployment rate, and when it comes to the minimum wage in the state of Washington, as we all know, the state of Washington has the highest minimum wage in the nation. So there is a relationship with regard to teenagers. Look, in an ideal world, and I'm sure we'll get to this, I'm wondering what exactly the minimum wage should be. Why $15? Why not $35? Why not $55? Why not $100? If we are going to be ideologically consistent about all of this...
Are you going to fight for a $50 minimum wage?
I will fight right alongside you for $1,000 minimum wage, because I want to see leftist policies implemented in the city so that people actually recognize what impact they have.
Wow!
Donald Trump set out these diversity outreach programs. How did you get involved?
Basically, I got in contact with Michael Cohen, who is the special counsel to Mr. Donald Trump, and I informed him that I would like to help out with the outreach for not just minorities, but for women, for Hispanics, for Asians, for Arabs, for everyone to learn about this candidate. You know, he talked about jobs and improving communities and national security, tougher immigration, schools, everything. If you're an American, you are concerned about. It doesn't matter that you're black or white or purple. I always tell people when ISIS straps on their bombs, they don't say, hey, let the black person walk by, let the Hispanic walk by, and then blow the white guy up. No, they say, I'm going to blow up Americans. They see us as Americans.
That's
and as soon
true.
as we see each other that way, the better.
What do you say to people who are concerned about his comments about Mexicans are rapists, or the president's birth certificate, or Muslims shouldn't be allowed in the country? How do you address that?
What I would say is that legal immigrants are tired of fighting illegal immigrants for jobs, just like Americans are tired of fighting illegal immigrants for jobs. Every good Muslim, I don't know one good Muslim who has a problem with Donald Trump saying a radical Islamic terrorist, because they are sick and tired of the stain that comes on the religion when you have this minority, this few that's ruining it all for the entire religion. That's the same thing as far as with black people. All black people aren't bad. We all work. We do what we're supposed to do. But you have pockets in our communities that are shooting people. Right here in Chicago, 3,600 dead in the black community. And so we have got to be concerned about one another. And what Donald Trump is saying is, look, I want to be the president of the United States. I don't want to be the president of black America, white America.
So you'd want to see stop and frisk on the south and west side?
Stop and frisk is already on the south side and the west side of Chicago. I'm in the courtroom every single day. And a lot of my clients that come in have been stopped and frisked, and they found guns or drugs or whatever. And some of them, they were innocent. Don't get me wrong. But that's going on every single day. What we need is for the people in these violent communities need jobs. We know that when Americans are at work, who has time to think about crime when you're at work? We know that the devil's workshop is idle hands. And so what Donald Trump is saying, look, his best answer is, I want to bring jobs. Let me do it for you. Best debate line: Democrats care about the inner city when it's election time. After election time, what do you get? Zero. What was her response? Quiet. Why? Because that is the truth. He told the unadulterated truth. And even though people don't want to hear the truth is bitter, but we have to swallow it. The Democratic Party, I voted for over 20 years of my life. I voted for Barack Obama when he said he was going to bring hope and change. And yes, we can. And no, we didn't. The jobs didn't come. The better schools didn't come. The investment in our communities did not come. National security, our borders are open. We're not safe. We're not safe. And we've got to stop thinking as black and white and purple and Arab. We've got to start thinking as Americans. And that's what Donald Trump is saying. We're Americans, America first.
So do you think he won over people last night?
I do. I believe that people who are looking at the issues and not just emotionally voting, you know, based on I don't like what he said, I don't like what he did, neither candidate is perfect. But you've got to look at the candidate that is saying, look, jobs, national security, tougher immigration, education. We need to stop being screwed on these trade deals.
In Afghanistan, we've killed almost 1 million, and in Iraq, we've killed almost 500,000 civilians and radicals.
Donald Trump is actually the most non-interventionist Republican running right now.
But he wants to block everyone else out.
Yeah, we did the same thing during World War II. We banned Germans from coming in. It's happened before. It's not anything new.
Have you tried campaigning down on Cleveland Avenue?
No.
Start there. Try to make some headway there. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, I actually lived in the Middle East for 2 years as a child.
That's really good. Now, if you could reply with the proper, you know, like assalamu.
You see, I had a... Yeah,
Alaikum
no.
assalam.
Yeah, not a fan.
Have a good day.
Growing up there as a young girl, I wasn't a big fan of like having to cover myself all the time. You know, the actual rape culture that goes on in the Middle East, and you know, throwing gays off of buildings and such. I wasn't a big fan of that. Being an American over there.
Neither am I, but you don't think Donald Trump is after the same policies?
I don't think he wants to throw gays off of buildings. No.
No, but he's openly against them in radical form.
Open against what?
Gay people, Islamic people, black people, Mexican people. He's all about the hate.
What did he do to gay people?
He's openly slandered a bunch of...
What did he say? I don't know. I would like to know about this. I haven't heard this.
You haven't heard anything about...
I haven't heard him say bad things about gays, no.
Okay. Well, look at stuff from the 1990s.
I don't know if you can even really compare saying a few things to really throwing them off of buildings either.
You're right. You're right. Sticks and stones will not break bones, but words do hurt.
Yeah, I think I'd rather hear a few nasty words than be thrown off the building.
Me too. And that's where we're all the same on a human level.
Don't think it's quite a valid comparison is my point.
Okay. Well, that's different. Have a good day.
Another one bites the dust.
Hey, you guys want to help us raise money for Trump?
I want to have to pass, you know.
Why?
Just because I think he can be stumped.
You can't stump the Trump.
You can't stop the Trump, you're right.
Can't stump the Trump.
This poor guy with this low energy, it's sad. No, it's sad.
Yeah. I wasn't listening, what?
Excuse me, was you saying something? You can't tell me nothing.
I don't know what to say to that. I've never heard that. I don't even understand what that means. I'm sorry, I hadn't heard that. I don't know how to disagree to that. Help me out.
I don't know either.
I don't know either. But why do you not like Sanders?
Oh, I'm not a socialist.
Okay, what is socialism to you?
Well, can you define it, actually? Do you know the definition of socialism? I do.
Well, let's hear it.
I want to see if you know it.
Well, it's not communism.
Okay, but actually give me the definition, not what it's not.
I don't think I can.
Well, then why do you support Sanders?
Because he is for the actual 99%.
But you can't even define what his beliefs are. You can't define. You don't know the definition of socialism.
The definition of socialism. Help me out. Help me out.
It's a very specific definition. It's simple.
How do I want to put this?
It's not. There's no way to put it. There's one definition.
Reducing the class.
Yeah. That's not a definition of socialism. That sounds like communism. Well, Well, so socialism is communism, according to you?
No.
Just use a very communist definition.
Democratic socialism is a very different concept than communism.
Can you actually define democratic socialism for me then?
Oh shit.
Democratic socialism to me.
No, not to you. Definitions have meanings. They're not personal.
Okay, just help us out. We don't really actually know it.
Well, if you don't know okay, the definition of socialism is government owns the means of production.
What?
Government owns the means of production. That is the actual textbook definition of socialism.
Did you honestly think that you could stomp